Okay, so
And we're back. It just makes it so much easier for YouTube, I think, if we break them up, or the Patreon and all that. It's, streaming a 2-hour video is, if you're just wanting to, or if you're working on the painting, if you're actually wanting to work on the painting, being able to do like little 30-minute chunks is kind of nice. Because really, if anybody wanted to do this painting, the info and all that's on Patreon, the colors I'm using, the brushes, everything, the actual picture. So if you even wanted to copy the picture, you could and do it exactly the same. And with the videos, I know I'm not talking a lot about this and that because we talk about lots of stuff, but we always have the camera on so that you can follow along, if you want to do that. But one of the main things I was really wanting to show, painting and working like this, is that, you don't have to, every stroke doesn't have to be perfect, you can keep going. Like her hair right now is terrible. It's terrible.
Why do you say it's terrible?
Oh, it's.
I mean,
It's not how I want it yet, but that's fine because, I
like to see a little bit more contrast.
Yeah.
But I know that the problem with me chiming in with my opinion is that I know how, the stages he works in, so I'm just reiterating what's going to happen later. Usually is what.
Yeah. So.
My suggestion.
Well, but
yeah, I'm getting to it.
But it's always interesting, and too, people might not know, So like right now, I'm as you can see, her hair, there's a lot of variegation in it. Like all the colors are separate. So it doesn't really look like hair, it doesn't look like anything. But I'm putting these colors in, almost blocking them in, so that when I put other colors over them, it'll give some variability, and it'll be more wispy, and it'll look more natural. If this kind of hair was natural, then this would look more natural. So that's the idea. And what I'm doing right now is I'm putting in my 999 karat gold, looks like titanium white. And the reason I'm putting the white in is because it's going to lighten up any other colors that I put over it. Even though the white will dry, when I put another color over it, it'll make it really, really bright, almost like it was on a raw canvas. So people ask, how do I put a little white in there? That really helps.
Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it. What is that from?
Portlandia.
Oh yeah.
Love that show.
Oh my goodness. I got so excited I forgot how to talk. I've been watching, and thanks to Brian, the Big Fat Quiz Show.
Yeah.
A British quiz show with Jimmy Carr, and it has like.
It always has like
Richard Ayoade, I think, and
Chelsea what?
Richard Ayoade is on there a lot, or the Moss.
Oh yeah,
from the IT crowd.
I never can remember his name, and then
I'm probably mispronouncing
Noel
it, but
Fielding is always on it.
Yeah, he's funny.
And then we've seen a couple episodes where that Chelsea Peretti. Peretti is on it, and she's hilarious. She's an American comedian from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
But yeah, our friend Brian, who you've seen on the other shows, he we didn't have anything to watch, and we were just kind of killing time, so he threw it on, and then all of a sudden we're hooked. And those shows, we'll get sucked in, and then I'm like looking at the clock, and it's one show is like an hour and a half or something. Like that's a lot.
Is it? I thought it was like an hour. Is it an hour and a half?
There was one episode where even the comedians were like exhausted at the end of it.
Yeah, that's funny.
We don't care anymore.
Yeah, they win. Just let them
win. I almost wonder if they just, because they do these weird, they ask questions and they're all joking about stuff, but they'll do one-off weird things where it'll take away from the question, and you, like if you're doing a TV show and you're on a schedule, you can't really like break away like that, and that show breaks away all the time. Like random things happen, a food fight or whatever, and it's like. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty cute. It's a good show.
It is. The only bad thing is if you have young kids around, it's a British show, so their censorship is a little different. Like
the language isn't.
They'll drop F-bombs and all kinds of stuff. So, if you.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of that.
If you have a child with sensitive ears, you gotta watch out for that. But it is funny. I don't know, and we We used to do a thing where we had British comedy night, and we talked about this the last show, I think, British comedies. Remember when Will said that,
Yeah.
and Brian, like, we were talking, maybe it was Brian, but it was talking about how Dallas was the first, had the first
that's right. Yeah.
PBS station to do British comedies in America, and but we used to do it, and we would make banana nut bread, and watch British comedies, and that was so much fun.
It was fun. That's like olden days, I feel like.
But,
I mean, we were living in the apartment when back on the college campus area, and
we've started it back up again, though. We started British Comedy Sundays.
Yeah.
The last 2 Sundays, I guess.
Well, yeah, but they haven't. I mean, like the Big Fat Quiz Show was the most we got to, and that was just on a whim.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I want to watch the, like, not Are You Being Served and all that, because I've seen that a million times, but
I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
what was that
Men's
show after, what was it called? It was like Open All Hours, or after. It was the show where it was like the grumpy old man owned the shop.
Yeah, Open All Hours, and now there's another one, like a new one where it's the guy.
Oh, I want to
and
see the new one.
And it's still open hours, or still open, or something like that. And I know I haven't seen that one either, but the kid that played in it, and now he's like 78, and he owns the shop.
He's 78?
Well, when he played the kid in that, he was really in his 30s, I think.
Oh, how old is that show?
Oh, it was like from the 70s, I think.
Oh,
or the
my
80s.
goodness.
Or the 80s.
Crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm one of those people that didn't quite realize that Happy Days was not actually.
Really? You thought it was like a 50s show?
I was
That's
like
funny.
this day old when somebody told me, and I was like, what? And they were like, no, I think it was you, and you're like, no, it was a spoof on that time period. And I was like, what?
It was like a throwback sort of.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the show.
Oh.
But Nick at Night was my source of education for terrible sitcoms and great ones.
I used to like Happy Days when I was a kid. Potsy and Ralph the Mouth, and the Fonz.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you were probably one
Richie.
of those, like, you liked Gilligan's Island or something.
You
Did
know,
you like Gilligan's Island?
you can learn a lot from Gilligan's Island, like how to get knocked out by a coconut, how to regain your memory through a coconut, how to build a radio with a coconut. The professor could build anything with a coconut, except for a boat.
Except for boats.
He couldn't patch a hole in a boat, but he could build anything else with a coconut.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, there's a lot to learn there.
So Trinity Lamb joined us and said, FYI, I talked about your talents as bedtime stories for my kids.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's cool.
Oh my goodness.
Very awesome.
That is awesome. I hope it was like a pleasant thing. So like, if you're not good, this guy's gonna get you. This creepy artist lives under your bed. If you don't put your toys up.
And Brandon Jones said, looks amazing, John.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping this painting will turn out. It's one of the great things about art is that it's always a bit of a
mystery.
It is. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. No, I mean you're always taking a chance with it. Like I've never done this painting before.
Well, and you have a habit of sitting on something for a while, and you'll go back and touch it again.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if like you get to where you think it might be kind of close, and then all of a sudden on the interwebs there's a picture that pops up that's totally different. Be ready for that.
That never happens.
Yeah.
No. This one's gonna be perfect from the get-go.
So Trinity said they're watching, referring to her kids.
Oh,
they're watching and admiring you right now.
Oh well, thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Yay! If anybody out there has any composition concepts for John to paint,
Yeah.
Kids have the best imagination, so
Heck
if you have
yeah.
any ideas on like a subject matter to paint that's not like a whale coming out of the ocean attacking a squid.
Yeah, but
People do, apparently.
Well, you got to draw the line somewhere. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas, because
you have a couple of shows coming up.
I do. I have some shows coming up, and I love to get ideas from people. You learn so much. Like I'm one of those people, like, I love doing commissions. I'm always doing commissions. But I love it because I get to talk to people, and we'll talk about what they're into, what I'm into, and we'll find like common ground, and I learn so much. Like, I just, it's just, I don't know, it's cool. Like I did that Buddy Holly one, and I knew a lot about Buddy Holly, but I learned so much more, and it was just, I don't know, it's fun. I'm working on this other one of an older couple, and it just made me think so much about my grandmother and my grandfather, and the relationship, growing up with them, and with them always being around, and it was a really hard painting for me to do because I keep going back to it and changing it because I want, there's all those emotions and ideas that you have about about your family and all this, and so I wanted to try to reflect some of that, and that's hard to do in a little canvas, So I keep changing. I think it's one reason when that painting is taking so long, because it's just like I had a friend that passed away when I was young, and when I was in high school, and he and I couldn't do a painting for him until maybe 10 years after I started painting, because it was just like, I don't know, and you got the mixed up emotions about it all and stuff, and then then finally I could. I thought, I'll paint a happy painting, remembering how he actually lived, and not dwelling on the sad parts, but looking at the wonderful, the wonderful, how he's a bright light for everyone, and everybody always smiled, and I felt so much better, and I did that painting, and I felt better about it ever since. It's just, thank goodness for art. It just helps so many different ways.
So what?
Is that heavy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So heavy, man.
I couldn't tell.
So what was because you have been working on that portrait for a while. What was the most difficult? I mean, feature wise, what do you struggle with when you're doing portraits?
It depends. There's some portraits where I'll do them and they just get knocked out. Like they're, for some reason, it's like you're not even having to think about it. It just sort of seems like it flows out in a way. Mm-hmm. And then not just portraits, but anything. And then there's other ones where, like on this particular one, getting the eyes and the face right,
Yeah.
Getting the face, a portrait, just getting the face right. That's the entire painting, isn't it? For a
well, it's
portrait.
like you've said before, is I mean, if you're just doing a generic, figure, you can kind of get away with anything. But if it's commissioned like a portrait of something, really,
yes. I keep thinking Uncle Tony or something's gonna come in and say, that's not my sister or whatever. That doesn't look anything like her, or and I think, I want it to be a painting that they're really happy and they're proud to show their family, and then the family looks at it and goes like, oh, what a great tribute, because, and that's what and that's what I want, so that's what so I just, because I don't know, I have so much respect for my grandparents, and and they obviously do theirs, or they wouldn't want the painting, so I just want to reflect that, and that's
that makes sense.
Gosh.
It's heavy, man.
It's heavy, but you do what you do.
So, Kathy said, "I love covered bridges."
Oh yeah, I've never painted a covered bridge.
That would be really cool.
I've never been in a covered bridge.
You did draw. You have you've painted walkways over water.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
This is the technical definition of bridges, but
an expanse covering over the water, not touching the water, but over the water. Bridge-like in a way.
But they're small little walkways or whatever. But a big bridge. You did do a drawing of, I want to say, it wasn't the Brooklyn Bridge, or it wasn't it wasn't the Golden Gate.
Yeah, I don't think
the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know, but you just did the drawing of it.
Yeah, and I never finished that.
Yeah, that would have been a good one if you had.
Oh.
But yes, that would be cool. That's a great idea.
That would be cool.
And you do,
and the trees and the colors.
Yeah, rain scenes really well. You should do that.
Maybe a covered bridge with a rain scene, like you were saying, and all the trees and the beautiful colors and the trees. But just right after the rain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow. Okay, getting rid of this one. We're on to the next one. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to paint some. I want to paint some dogs and things too.
Well, you got to get on the Griller show.
Yeah.
A couple of episodes ago, we talked about it. He's got to come up with a series of paintings for the show, and Violin, another viewer, suggested famous dogs, and
yeah, it's such a great idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I mean, because you could really like go to town and like paint some plaques and explain the dog and
see, and that's why we do this. Yeah, this is why we do the live shows. So we can pick your brains and get all your best ideas.
I know.
And take them for ourselves.
And then sell them as our own.
Yeah.
So Will said he wants to know how you know, or how do you judge sizes or proportions, especially when bigger, like when you did the mural. Obviously, you have it in your mind, but how do you piece it out, make sense of it, or?
That's a really good question, because when I first started, I was terrible with proportion, because I would draw when I was sighted, but then I would try to draw on using paint that I could touch. I would draw on a canvas, and I would think it was going to be small. Like I would draw maybe like the top part of a nose or something. I think, well, okay. And then it would end up being really big. Everything was proportion, but it was blown up way, way bigger. So I would just take canvas and staple it to a wall, and then cut it out after I'd done the drawing, because then I would know how big the painting was going to be. And but over time, though, it's just like anything. You kind of get used to it. So after painting for a number of years, I was able to get the proportions down, like for a canvas. So if I was working a 16 by 20 or 18 by 24, I'll start drawing on it a little bit to get perspective on it. Like I'll put one line in. Like when I was first drawing her, I started with her body a little bit, just to get the idea of where the placement's going to be. Like, because I wanted a horizontal line for the violin cutting through here, and I wanted a vertical line of her body, like really straight. So you had these two lines, and then her hair is going to go crazy and have all these wispy lines and stuff. So when I did it, I just started with a kind of a vertical idea, and then the horizontal idea, and then just started drawing that in. But like for a mural, it's a little bit different. You're right. We think for the next mural that we're going to start in a few weeks is we might grid the building out, and because I'll pre-do the canvas. And what I did last time was that on the building there was lots of windows and doors and cutters, and it was a brick building, the balconies, and so when I drew out the painting on canvas, we think, well, okay, I'll have this tree and it's going to end at that balcony. So that balcony was like, it was a physical landmark to be able to judge from, or that rain pipe is going to be where, that person's head starts, or, anything like that. This next one, though, it's pretty blank. So the wall, is going to be 4 stories tall. So I think we might grid it out. Yeah. And then I'll just know, and I'll grid out my canvas as well, where I've pre-done the painting, and then I can go from from that grid to that grid, and at least have an idea of where I need to put things. So every grid will be like its own canvas in a way.
Yeah, so I think
that's the idea.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
it'll be good.
Like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I think when gridding it out, I think what we might have to do, like, is drop lines like yard line or rope or something from the very top of the building all the way down, and keep it, straight, keep it taut or something. Mm-hmm. And then that'll kind of act as like the line, as the grid, basically.
Yeah.
Just like strategically placed lines on the top, from the top of the building.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right. And maybe we may not even have to do the horizontal lines, because I might be able to tie in like knots, or have.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Indicators sorry. Is that okay? Forgot that was over my head. Hi everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Giant hand. Because as long as you mash them up, then it would probably be.
Yeah.
It just needs to have a reference point.
And I'm wondering, are you gonna go in and like work, from a particular spot and move along, or are you going to get all over the wall and like, because how?
I'm getting all over that wall.
You are, via me.
I'm gonna get a trapeze and just swing and paint as I swing. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Hilarious.
That would be, yeah.
And dangerous. Don't do that.
Yeah. Boy, the last one, it was like in the summer and it was like 100-degree heat and stuff.
Yeah, that was just insane.
And you know, and you're up in the like in the cab, not the cab, but what is it called? Like
Boom lift.
The boom lift, like in the cart part, and not the cart, but it's like a balcony that goes around. And I was in that, and you're hooked in like with a safety harness and stuff. But after a while, I mean, like you've been doing it for days, and it's 100-degree heat, and you're sweating, and you're like you're dizzy, and it's just. And there was like one time when I knew it was like time to stop because I was standing up on the rails like without unhooked, just like on the top rail, with my hands on the wall, just trying to get up, a little bit higher. And I thought, hey, wait a minute.
That's a bad idea.
But you're just it's like you're almost the heat is just so much in your head that you're just after a while, days of it. Ooh.
Well, and you weren't scared of the heights at all, but you did get pretty comfortable up there.
I do, yeah, a little too comfortable.
Yeah.
Because
I was not okay. I don't like heights. That's the thing.
we all have our special skills.
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, when we embarked on this, I was like, this is good. We're gonna get the boom lift, chirping or whatever.
You go there, nope.
We got up, literally like 2 stories up in this little cage. It isn't so much. I mean, the height sucks. I don't like that at all. But what is wacky about it is that, I'm sure you've out there have seen them, but it's like a big, massive sort of tank-looking thing on the ground, and it's got comparatively a little arm that goes up, and it just extends and extends depending on like the size of the lift you got. But the further up you get, the more wind is like just goes to town on this thing. So I mean. And he thinks it's hilarious. Like, you would bounce up and down, like, to mess with me. And I was like...
Oh, no, I wasn't doing it to mess with you.
You were like, ha.
No, I was
you weren't, like, full-on bouncing, but you were like, is this too much?
What else?
It's like, I'm out.
That's funny, because that's the way you remember it, but... Maybe I did. I don't know. But... Who knows? This sounds like something I would do, doesn't it? But... Yes. But I remember they're, like, up there working, it was slow, like, whenever we were both in it. Because if I moved, it would make it move. So I had to try to paint without moving anything.
Yeah.
And that was really hard because like you're having to move around and get paints and rollers and stuff, and the thing sways. It just sways. It just has to. But then though, but then we figured out a better way, and we had radio headsets, and Jackie stayed on the ground, and I was up in the lift, and she would drive me around, and I could ask her stuff on the radio, and you could ask me stuff or tell me stuff.
Yeah,
that worked great.
I think you worked faster that way.
Yeah, it was because I could move.
You could just jump around.
Yeah, I could.
And then I would be down if I wasn't moving him around on the wall. If he was going to be in a spot for a while, I was usually like cleaning the water or getting more paint out or something like that. Because that was the other pain, was that you get up there. I mean, the mural is like a rainbow of colors because it's not like spray paint. And it's
you see my paintings.
Yeah. So you get up there and it's like get all the way 45 feet in the air and realize you don't have yellow. And you're like, oh my gosh. Beep 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 all the way down. And so it helped if I was able to kind of like assess the cart, get everything in it, and then if something was forgotten, I could just bring him down and
that was
like
made it so much nicer.
But
yeah, I made it so much nicer.
So we'll see how the next one goes.
It's going to go so much better, I think.
Well, and I think
easier because we've done 2 big murals, but that mural was ginormous, and this next one is going to be just as big.
Yeah, this mural doesn't have like that. The previous mural, it had it's a big wall that's 4 stories tall and equally as long. But it had this sort of inset about 7 feet into it, and then it continued out. So this one doesn't have that inset, which I think will make for the composition to be a lot easier to work with. Because luckily with the other one it was a park scene, so you could just any angle and it was just a big park. But this one is going to be a woman playing a guitar, and so you couldn't really pull that off if you had this big divot into the building.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be so much fun. We'll have to try to live stream or something out at the wall because I want you guys to see it. And I don't know. I think that'd be fun. maybe y'all can give me some ideas for how to do it better, because I think you've proven your ideas are good.
So Candace Smith joined. Gene Harrowwood joined.
Oh, hey guys.
And Candace says, so awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
Celia Hughes joined and said, love this. Hi, John.
Celia Hughes? Oh my goodness. Hey.
And then Linda said, where will the next one be located?
In the Bishop Arts District.
Yeah, so the first one was in the Bishop's Art District, and this one is on the same street, but like 2 blocks down, a little bit further down.
Yeah, it's
all the building company came in and built 2 really big, high-end apartments over in that district, and one of the main guys is a fan of John, so we're painting his buildings.
Oh my goodness. Well,
So.
it's my evil plan to take over the arts district one building at a time.
There you go.
But Celia, VSA. Am I right?
I don't know. I know. I'm not 100% sure if she's with VSA.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe she'll chime in and let us know.
Yeah, please, because I swear, my brain tonight is like blah.
Oh, and my mom said a live stream at the wall would be awesome. And Wheels said thanks for explaining.
Oh.
Oh, and Celia said yes.
Yes, that's I knew. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Celia and April. Well, Celia, thank you so much. I saw the Facebook post today about you guys making me the artist of the month for February. That is so brilliant. When we started the live stream, I talked a little bit about VSA and all the amazing stuff you guys do, and the fun that we had at the Southwest Disability Conference, and how you guys would do audio description, and how you guys help so many artists with so many different disabilities and challenges. It's just incredible. It really is. But thank you so much. That's just awesome.
Cool. And Pamela Alori has joined us.
Well, welcome. I should say,
Yes.
I'm working on the hair. So if you guys saw the painting before, she had this really stark hairline, and then I had the hair going in the background, and the hairline was just there to kind of give me an idea of where to start from. And what I'm doing is I'm just going in with the paint, just over and over, just making it wispy. And I'm using mostly opaque paints, but I'm gonna put in some transparent colors as well too, and probably in the next segment. But I've got to wait for these to dry, so that might be the thing that I do after this. Where you say, "Oh, you always go back and want to touch them up." So,
Yep.
But if I do though, I'll make a video showing what I did. But now we're gonna get this.
Well, Celia said, couldn't think of a better artist to honor. That's really sweet.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much.
And Wheels said Pamela is his mom.
Oh.
Wheels' mom.
Hi. Oh,
That's awesome.
You raised a heck of a kid. Well, I don't have to tell you that, but we sure do miss Wheels though.
It was always fun hanging out.
Yeah, man.
And Linda asked, do you put a coat of something on the murals to protect the paint from weather?
That's a good question. I don't. But the paint that we use for the last mural is really hard to find. I mean, the manufacturer, like we bought them out.
Yeah.
Because we used a ton of it. But it's a special brick paint that it binds in with the bricks, and it's supposed to last like 30 years without it. But it's a masonry paint that actually just bonds with the bricks.
And it
a
lets
lot
the
better.
brick breathe.
Yeah, and it lets the brick breathe. That's a good point. So that it flexes with the brick, and it lets the air come in and out.
Yeah, it was funny like doing this project, because I mean we learned quite a bit of stuff we didn't know prior. And I'll tell you what, those people at Home Depot know their stuff.
They do.
Because that's where, I mean, we could only find the paint that we needed at Home Depot. It's like a special masonry latex paint, and And what was weird about it, and I didn't realize this about paint, but depending on the color you need, you get like deep base or you get white. And a lot of the times you need deep base.
Yeah, for different colors, and then a different kind of base for other colors.
Yeah, and so they were always out of, I think, deep base, like whatever it was that was the mass. And we were buying big 5 gallons of like bright yellow and bright green, and they probably thought we were crazy.
Yeah, we'd go there and have them, like we'd buy up all their base, like all they had, and then they would call all the stores around, and they would buy all that up, and then we had North Texas drained of paint, of that kind of paint.
Yeah,
but it got it done.
Yes. Yeah, multiple layers later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I put lots of layers. Because the mural, I and this isn't the way that probably most muralists do it, because I don't know, maybe they have more sense than I do, but I did that painting on the building the same way I do a painting here, so it was multiple layers, using a brush, and then instead of using a palette knife, I would use a roller as a palette knife. So we had all kinds of different rollers, all different things. So if there was a part where I would have used a palette knife to do it, then I'll use the roller, and then I would do the same kind of motion with it, and then brush. Instead of like you see most muralists will use spray cans and stuff, and that's so much faster, and it's so but I need to be able to touch it, so I had my handy brush, gosh, I probably have one of the brushes right here.
I wonder if you could ever get to a point where you use the cans.
I believe you could.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would take a lot of practice though, but I bet you could though. It would be it'd be an interesting thing to try. I wouldn't want to try it on this one.
Well, no.
It'd be a big one to, but the hard thing with the spray, is knowing if it's coming out enough and all that. Because I've used small spray guns, played around with them and stuff, and so.
Yeah. We were looking at all kinds of things trying to get that to work faster, just because the rollers on that took a while.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think it worked out for the best because it was the closest looking to paintbrush strokes, so that worked out.
Yeah.
So, and Pamela says, "Hi, y'all. This is fun."
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks so much for hanging out.
So I should say it is the 9 o'clock mark, or 9:05.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's getting real, babe.
It is.
So, we will obviously continue with the live stream, but at a later time, we chop these videos up for, smaller consumption on the YouTubes. So, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, but stick around because John's still painting. There you go.